Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Facts Matter. Today, we're looking at tariffs, what they are, who they help, who they hurt, and what actually happened the last time we tried this. Everyone's talking about tariffs. Trump says they'll bring back jobs, make America richer, and other countries will pay for them. But we've done this before, 2018 and 2019. And we have all the data from the Federal Reserve, the National Bureau of Economic Research, and dozens of peer-reviewed studies. Let's see what actually happened. Today, we're looking at tariffs, and we're going to answer three questions. Who actually pays them? Do they protect jobs? And do they make us richer or poor? Let's get into the data. First question. When we put tariffs on imported goods, who actually pays? Trump said China pays. Economists said American consumers pay. What does the data show? Here's what the research shows. A team from Princeton and the National Bureau of Economic Research studied the 2018-2019 tariffs. They found that prices on tariffed goods rose 10 to 30%. More importantly, they found complete pass-through of tariffs into U.S. import prices. That means 100% of the tariff costs was passed to American consumers and businesses. The Federal Reserve confirmed this. Their studies showed 95 to 100% pass-through after 1 year. By late 2018, tariffs were costing U.S. consumers and importing firms about $3 billion per month in extra taxes, plus another $1.4 billion per month in economic efficiency losses. PBS looked at all the major studies and found that the average cost per U.S. household was between $500 and $1,700 per year. Most estimates cluster around $800 per household. Verdict: American businesses and consumers paid the tariffs, not foreign countries. The data is clear: 95 to 100% pass through. You paid, not China. Question number two: do tariffs protect American jobs? That was the whole point. Save American manufacturing. Did it work? Here's what the Federal Reserve found. A Fed working paper called Disentangling the Effects of the 2018-2019 Tariffs studied this carefully. Yes, tariffs gave some support to jobs in protected sectors. Steel and aluminum saw modest gains, but industries that use steel and aluminum got crushed. Auto manufacturers, construction companies, machinery makers, they all face higher costs for their materials. The result? The retaliatory tariffs and higher input costs reduced employment in manufacturing overall. The paper concludes net negative effects on manufacturing employment. Steel using and export oriented industries lost more jobs than steel and aluminum gained. More people work in industries that use steel than make steel. So, When steel prices go up, more workers get hurt than helped. Verdict: net negative. Tariffs helped specific industries, but hurt the overall economy. Some winners, more losers. The Federal Reserve's conclusion is clear. Final question. Bottom line. Did tariffs make America richer or poorer? The NBER looked at the full picture. The tariffs did bring in government revenue, about 61 billion. But here's the problem. The higher prices caused welfare losses of about 69 billion. So even accounting for the revenue collected, the US economy ended up about 7.8 billion poorer per year. We collected money, but we lost more than we collected. Verdict: no. Tariffs made America 7.8 billion poorer per year, not richer. Here's what the 2018-2019 tariffs did. American consumers paid hundreds to thousands of dollars per household. Jobs lost in industries that use imports outnumbered jobs saved in protected industries. Excuse me. The economy ended up poorer overall, 7.8 billion poorer per year. And there's more. When we put tariffs on China, they hit back. China, the EU, Canada, Mexico, they all imposed retaliatory tariffs on American exports. Who got hit hardest? American farmers. China targeted soybeans, pork, dairy. U.S. soybean exports to China dropped by tens of billions of dollars. Farmers were getting destroyed. So the government stepped in with the market facilitation program and paid farmers over 20 billion between 2018 and 2019 to keep them afloat. We put tariffs to help American workers. China retaliated. American farmers got crushed. So the government spent 20 billion to compensate them for the damage our own tariffs caused. And what do economists say? The IGM Economic Experts Panel, top economists from major universities, large majorities disagree that tariffs make the average American better off. Studies from the Federal Reserve, the IMF, the National Bureau of Economic Research, across the board, the consensus is clear. Costs to consumers and downstream industries outweigh the benefits to protect sectors. And this is and this isn't new. We've seen this movie before. In 1930, just to give you a little history, the Smoot-Hawley tariff sharply raised U.S. tariffs. World trade collapsed by 40 to 60% in the early 1930s. It worsened the Great Depression. In 2002, Bush imposed steel tariffs, protected some steel jobs, but studies found tens of thousands of net jobs lost in steel, consuming sectors, auto manufacturers, construction companies, machinery makers. Same playbook, same results. Tariffs help a few, hurt many more. Why does this matter? Because Trump did it again in 2025. In April, he implemented a 10% tariff on all countries, plus additional reciprocal tariffs up to 41%. The full data isn't in yet. It's only been 10 months. But we've seen this movie before. In 2018, 2019, tariffs cost households hundreds to thousands of dollars. Jobs were lost. The economy got poor, and now we're watching it happen again. Here's the bottom line. The 2018-2019 tariffs cost American households hundreds to thousands of dollars per year. Were paid by U.S. consumers, not foreign countries, saved some jobs in protected industries, but cost more jobs elsewhere, triggered retaliation that crushed farmers and required $20 billion in bailouts, and made the U.S. economy about $7.8 billion poorer overall. Whether tariffs are worth it anyway for national security, to reduce dependence on China, to protect strategic industries, that's a political question. Reasonable people can disagree, but the economic costs, those aren't up for debate. The data is very clear. That's Facts Matter. See you in the next one. Take care and be safe out there. Thank you for watching and listening.